All okay? Hello, Kavita?
Hello?
Kavita?
Yes, I'm here. I'm just waiting for a clue from Manish Khanna, please.
No,
Ma'am,
Manish.
just wait for 1 more minute, please. Achha, okay. Please begin. Thank you. Uh, Thank you. All the best. Ma'am, please start.
A very good afternoon to the August viewers, co-panelists, and my fellow friends. I'm Kavita Bensla, Principal Dalim Sunbeam School, Varanasi. And on behalf of Varanasi School Sahyodaya Complex, I extend a very warm welcome to you all here. It's sunny, it's sultry, it's summers, and it's Saturday. Someone rightly said that cricket for us is just not a game. It is like a worship in summer sun. It has an element of theatre, ballet, dance, music, suspense, and much more. How I wish we all could go out and play some good cricket. But sad, we just can't. So what? Can't play the game, but we can talk about the game. And to talk about the game, I have somebody very special with me. Today, for a heart-to-heart conversation, I have Mr. Murli Karthik with us. Mr. Murli Karthik, a former member of Indian cricket team and an accomplished commentator. Mr. Murli Karthik, kindly accept my greetings and I welcome you to the board. I am so certain that the conversation which we are going to have today will not just be about cricket, but the cricketer too. And this small interaction and the conversation, we're going to cherish it for our lives for the years to come. From here, I request Anchita to kindly introduce our guest to the viewers formally, please.
Thank you so much, Kavita ma'am. I believe even when a man possesses absolutely nothing in India, he is in possession of one thing, and that is opinion. And I won't be wrong if I say that an average Indian man does have opinions on at least two subjects. One, politics, two, cricket. Of course, the sport enamors us, but it is our players who leave us most enchanted. Some players are admired for their technique, some fascinate us with their unique personality or style, and some are admired for both. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing somebody who's admired for both. Not only he is a master of his technique, but he also possesses a very captivating personality. So yes, indeed, we do have amongst us Mr. Murli Karthik today. Mr. Karthik did not always want to become a cricketer. His dream was to become a genetic engineer, but things turned out to be different. Nor did he always bowl finger spin, because he grew up admiring giants in the game such as Gary Sobers. So God intended things to be different, and that's probably good, because otherwise we wouldn't have had the chance to interact with you today, sir. With 61 international wickets for India across all formats and over 600 wickets in domestic cricket, I believe he surely is what people will call a seasoned cricketer. Not to mention, his extensive experience in India Premier League and of course county cricket. He's represented Lancashire, Somerset, Surrey and Middlesex. I mean, I am very bad with names. I'm really sorry if I forgot the name. But not to forget that even after all this, his journey did not surely end. He did turn his relaxing voice to commentary. So without much ado, I would like to welcome Mr. Murli Karthik today. Sir, we are very pleased to have you today.
Todo bien, namaskaram. Thanks for that introduction, Anchita. Yeah, you're right. I didn't want to be a cricketer. I wanted to be a genetic engineer. Never thought I'll ever play cricket for India, let alone play cricket. So from a dodgy seamer, I became a spinner. Even dodgier spinner. So yeah, that's me done.
Thank you, Anchita. Hats off to your analysis and your understanding of cricket. Thank you. Another pleasure which I have here is of inviting and introducing my co-host, Mrs. Abha Singh. Mrs. Abha Singh is the founder principal of ABS Rowden School, Varanasi. She is an educator par excellence, a passionate animal lover, and a fitness freak. I have seen her exercising in the gym, so I can vouch for it. Abha ma'am, welcome please. I'm so glad that we are hosting the show together. Abha ma'am, all yours please.
Thank you, Kavita, for your kind words about me. It really keeps me energized and motivated. And I'll make sure that I exercise till my bones give up and they say nothing doing anymore. Namaskar, Murli.
Namaskar, Abhamji.
Yeah, welcome to this VSSC, that is Varanasi Sahodaya School Complex, an academic platform meant for the principals, teachers, and students. But today, we are more excited. Why? Because it's a webinar with a difference, where we are not going to talk about our regular topics like completing the syllabus, board exams, online classes, a lot of worries post the pandemic, will the schools reopen? And if yes, what about the sporting activities and things like that? So in the middle of all these uncertainties, we have you, like a whiff of fresh air.
Even more uncertainty, even a bigger uncertainty, that is me.
No, because we are not going to talk about academics at all and your experience. So you are, as I got to know, that you are not only a cricketer, now an ace golfer. And mind you, I being an army officer's wife, am also a victim of this golfing husband. So there I can understand how good a golfer you are. So I'm sure we are going to have so much of fun, and you are going to encourage our budding sports personalities. But before I move on with my question, let me convey my best wishes to you for the forthcoming event on July 11th. Champions for a Yes, that is called Champions for a Cause, a game of golf, where you take on the legendary Kapil Dev, former cricketer, now a golfer par excellence, and all this for a noble cause. It will be nice to hear from you yourself about it.
Look, it's actually an absolute, pardon me, it's an absolute honor that I was asked to do and asked to be part of it, because there are so many cricketers who play golf, but to be asked to be part of this cause, to be part of this event in itself, it's a huge honor for me. Now that you've finished playing cricket, golf is a huge passion for me. I took up golf fag end of my career, I would say. I finished in 2014, and 2010 is when I started playing golf, and that too because I used to be in England playing county cricket, and all the county colleagues used to play golf. So that was one of the reasons why it started. but now it's become a passion. I suppose once you finish playing a game at a different level, there's another game which you take up, and this has just caught my fancy. It just caught my fancy from the get-go, because the amount of technical acumen, and it can be a very frustrating game. I'm sure your husband might feel that, or you might be the victim of his mood swings because he's had a bad day at the golf course. So yeah, it's a tough game. But coming back to the cause, I think in these unprecedented times, I think everything helps. That's what is more important, because people are struggling. Whatever anyone can do, it can be the smallest bit, is going to only add up. And if sports people can come together for a cause, and that to an amalgamation of cricket and golf. And I believe both have good communities, huge communities, and helpful communities. So since there are two ace golfers, two of them who are doing really well on the world circuit, Shubhankar, who's himself an Arjuna awardee, I think Gaganjeet as well, and both of them are wonderful golfers and young players. So, and for me to be partnering Shubhankar to take on Kapil Paji, who's been playing golf for 30 years, it's going to be a tough one. But more importantly, it's the cause. It's the cause which is more important. I can make a fool of myself on that day. As long as people have a laugh and people contribute to the cause, I think that's more important.
Being in the green, being in the golf field itself is absolutely fascinating and energizing.
Brilliant. Absolutely
no matter
brilliant.
how much you make a fool of yourself, you just love being there.
Yeah.
We have been having those putting sessions for the army wives. So these are the little things which we used to do.
I didn't know that Varanasi has a golf course.
It does have. You are welcome. Please come over.
I will.
Army has a beautiful golf course, and yes.
Then civilians aren't allowed then.
They are. People like you are very much. It will be an honor to have you here as a
Thank
golfer.
Thank you.
So, Karthik, I move on to my question. Did you feel the pressure or stress just before your big matches? And if so, what did you do back and there, waiting for your turn in the dressing room? How did you try to cope up with it?
Ma'am, I think pressure is something which happens because of the occasion. And the higher the occasion, sometimes people have a greater pressure because of the stage at which you're playing. Everyone has pressure. Everyone has nervous tummy or butterflies in the tummy or whatever you call it. And I think that's very, very important. I've always believed, initially when I was young, when I took up playing cricket and when I had the pressure, or more than the pressure, it's the fear of failure, which engulfs everyone. It could be any stage. You could be preparing for an exam. You could be preparing for an interview. It could be anything, wherever you are going to be questioned. In a way, in cricket, in sport, you're questioned. Your skill is questioned. Your acumen is questioned. So once you are in the limelight, or when you're in the spotlight to be questioned, there arises the nervous energy. And when I was young, I always used to wonder, why am I feeling it? Because during exams, I didn't feel it that much. Funnily, from the time I started going to school, I was always first. So I suppose I never felt it. But once I took up a sport which was alien to me, which was different to me, and when people looked up at you, and I have a very interesting incident, if I may mention. My Mausi, when I was initial days of cricket and I was playing for Tamil Nadu, I went a long way. We went by train in those days. Went a long way, was out first ball, 0, and then bowled, I think 20 odd overs, didn't get a wicket. So my mother's younger sister, my Mausi, asked me, what did you do? So I said, I got a duck and didn't get a wicket. She says, you didn't have to go so far to get a duck in both. So it puts pressure on you. She said it in a jovial way that you didn't have to go. You could have done it from here. To get a duck while batting and to get no wickets, you could have done sitting at home rather than go all the way there. So that always puts a bit of an extra load on every person. But then I realized that you need to channelize that nervous energy. And channelizing that nervous energy, you learn. You learn by making mistakes. You learn with experience. And I feel that I managed it much better as I grew up. So thankfully, when I reached the big stage, when I was making my test debut for India in 99-2000, I didn't feel any pressure like that. Yes, there was, that I was representing the country, and I'm in my dressing room, I had Kapil Dev as the coach and Sachin Tendulkar as the captain, and Azharuddin and Srinath and Kumble, my roommate. So obviously you're in awe. You're playing against them at a first class level, but when it's the Indian team and you're playing the Hansi Cronje-led team, so obviously you are in awe of certain things. But thankfully, my ability to handle that extra energy allowed me to be perfectly fine. But yeah, it's just there are different scenarios as well. There are times where you're not doing well. That puts pressure on you. It's not just when you're doing well or when you're going to the next stage. There are times when your loss of form or loss of confidence, it happens to every sports person. And that's where you have to breathe. And these are things which I learned much later in life, that you need to control your breathing. And now I tell most people, and I tell most young people, and when I mentor young kids, is that you need to look at certain baselines which are always permanent for you till the time you live. I always ask them, do you have a loving family? Everybody says yes. You have friends who are there for you. They always say yes. I said, do you have a good life? Or they always say yes. I said, then when you come back from sport, whether you've done well or not done well, your parents are still going to love you, your siblings are still going to love you, your friends are still going to love you. So don't just think of it as another part of your life and not the be all and end all. Once that starts happening, you start channelizing your own nervous energy in what needs to be rather than what will be. Rather than thinking of the end result, you start thinking of what you're going to do and the processes. Processes is a word which has been taken to the cleaners because it is so regularly used. But it is about those small things which get you to the end of the tunnel. Rome was not built in a day is an absolute fact. So the brick by brick which you need to concentrate on in life, I think that takes away the nervous energy of what will be. And the fact that at the end of the day, sport is just there. There are a lot of other things to life. So it puts lots of things in perspective. Then you don't put that much added pressure on yourself as a sports person. I'm not just saying cricket. In any sport. In golf, people on the leaderboard have dropped down the leaderboard because they're already thinking of lifting the cup. So then they drop down the leaderboard. Similarly, when you're doing well or not doing well, you're already thinking of what will happen. That what will happen is what gets to us. And I think that's why you need to remember that there is a lot more to life than just sport. Once you start doing that, you control your nervous energy that much better.
Wow, thank you, Karthik. It really teaches the students, especially, that it is not the end of the day. And what is failure? Failure is nothing but success upside down, or vice versa.
Abaji, even for this, even during these times, this is something which I don't know how educational institutions and principals like you think. Say if people lose 7-8 months, as long as people are alive and hale and hearty, it's okay. 7-8 months gone, you can always get it back in life. You're set back by even if it's in a year, it's okay. As the most important thing is to be present rather than be absent, isn't it? Once you're there, once you've got your life, then you can make up for that lost time rather than thinking, oh, ab kya hoga? Parents are wondering, students are wondering. I think everybody needs to relax and say the most important thing is to get over this, tide over these hard times. And then once we are back to times, then make up for it. And anyways, people are at home. They can do lots, being at home and like equipping themselves with a lot more other things is my belief. I don't know. I could be completely off the boil here.
Thank you so much for this beautiful explanation of the question which I posed to you, stress bursting. I invite Aman Mishra of Dayavati Modhur Academy to ask his question to you. Aman Mishra, can you hear me? Welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Please go ahead with your
Thank
question,
you,
Aman.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon,
It's my
Aman.
pleasure to talk to you and
Thank you.
ask questions to a celebrity.
I'm not a
So, as
celebrity.
you know, actually
We
you
are
are,
all
sir.
human beings. No, no, no. We are all human beings.
Yes, sir. That's your
Stop calling,
kindness only.
stop calling people celebrities. Everybody is flesh and blood. If a bullet goes through you, it will go through me. You also
Yes.
get the same cold. I also get the same cold. So we are not any. I'm not God or a no, but no celebrity. It's a stupid word to use. Take it out. Take it out of
Yes.
out of your dictionary.
Okay, sir. So,
No, no. I'm just yeah, yeah.
as you know, being a sports person is a very tricky affair. Like with the nation's pride having resting on your shoulders, it's just very difficult. You feel nervous whenever you just step out onto the field. So my question is that as a player, when one goes to the slump or a phase when he feels that he is unable to perform well, then how does he motivate himself and just stay positive?
In fact, I answered this question when I was talking to Abba ma'am as well. But I'll repeat it for you. You mentioned that it's a tricky thing. See, you are studying now. In which class are you?
11th.
Okay. So once somebody wants to take up sport, which means that from a very young age you need to take up sport, there are very few cases of late bloomers who have finished their studies and then taken up sport and still managed to be very, very successful. It doesn't happen. It's like you start from LKG to finish your 12th and then go to university. Even in sport, you need to start early so that you get better, because by the time somebody, depending on the sport, whether you're when you're 32, 33, 34, your sport is over, isn't it? You might
Yes.
still be studying at 32, 33, but your sport might be over. If you're lucky, you might push it till 36, 38, 40. That is for very few people and depending on the sport as well. So anyways, once you take up sport, it is very, very tricky. You're not assured. There are no guarantees that, oh, I am going to be a cricketer, I'm going to be a badminton player, I'm going to be a chess player, I'm going to be successful, or I'm going to get anywhere with it. So simultaneously, lots of people, that's why they say that you should continue and carry on with your studies as well, because it's a fallback option, because you're not sure. अगर मैंने क्रिकेट अगर मैंने पढ़ाई छोड़ के, if I concentrate on my sport and my sport takes me nowhere, I'm left with nowhere in the studies as well.
Yes, sir. There's a risk.
So you always need a fallback option. You always need
Yes,
something
sir.
that, if my sport doesn't take me anywhere, yes, it is going to give me lots of life lessons, but to sustain my livelihood and to go and do something, I need something else as well. That is one part of it. The second bit is the one which you asked about, is where when you get wherever and you go through slump, and that is what I was telling Abba ma'am, that you need to channelize your thought processes and your energies. You need to firstly figure out the things which you're doing. Are they right? Are the steps which you take every day, say whatever your practice steps, the way you're eating, the way you're recuperating, are they working for you? You need to understand that.
Yes.
Also, you need to understand is what are your weaknesses in life? Is that something which is affecting me? What are your strengths in life? Am I capitalizing on my strengths? So once you start looking at all those things, and this is sometimes it can be very introspective as well. And sometimes you have people who tell you that these are the things which are happening. So the most important thing is to trust those things. Never lose self-belief. Self-belief is the key in life. Whatever you do,
Absolutely.
you can get it 10 days late, but if you lose your self-belief, you're knocked back very badly. Because look, anyways, the world is trying to bring you down. Anyways,
Yes,
people are trying to knock you off your feet. But if you allow yourself to be knocked off, then there is no coming back. Have you seen that toy? When you punch, it goes down, it comes back up.
Yes,
It's
I
got
have seen.
something, I don't know the name of it, but it's filled with air. You punch it, it topples over and comes back
It never
immediately.
fall back, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't even touch the ground. I think that is an important thing to have in life. That is a very important attitude to have in life, that you are going to fail. You are not going to have the best of times all the time. But the most important thing is to have that self-belief that, no, I will trust my processes. I will trust the way I'm going about. And I will make those small or tweak those small mistakes which I am making. So once you continue to do it, you'll always continue to bounce back. It might take 2 days extra, but you will still bounce back.
Okay, thank you, sir, for clearing our doubts.
Thank you, Aman.
Thank you, Aman. Thank you, Mr. Karthik.
Thank you, Kavita.
My God, what an amazing answer you had to the questions. Do you things which we could never teach our children in years? You have taught them endurance. You have taught them how to recognize their own strength. I've noted down actually. You have taught them modesty. You have taught them acceptance. Phenomenal to say. I think we got to, keep the recording of it and play it in the classrooms more often. It will make our job easier. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Kavita.
I have few more people waiting and sweating to ask you some questions. So I hope you are ready for the volley. And one more thing I would like to add, along with Abha ma'am, even I would be happy to welcome you to the golf course. Maybe we would know, how to swing the ball and how to swing the golf club. We still do not know how it happens.
I'll be the wrong coach to learn from. So yeah.
No, it's all, we can learn a lot from you. Okay.
Thank you.
I have with me Mrs. Sudha Singh. I'm sorry, I think I should invite Rohini Rai to ask the next question to you. Rohini she's actually an avid sports person. She's into a lot of physical activity and a very good student too. Rohini, are you ready with your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Rohini. How are you?
I am very privileged to get this opportunity to interact with you. And without further delay, I would like to ask my first question. And I would like to ask this also. May I ask you more than one question?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So my first question is, no doubt spinners are the trump card of the cricket team, but what we see that there are very less spinners. So why is so?
See, what's happened right now, I wouldn't say that the spinners are very less. It's just that the way spin is being taught has become very different. You have to remember, Rohini, that T20 is a recent phenomenon. And all of us are byproduct of times, isn't it? Like you,
yes.
When you were born, which year were you born in, if I may ask?
2003.
2003. So I was married in 2002. So you can imagine that when I was born, which was 1976, what we got on TV was very different. My niece, who's a little one, can handle computers and laptops much better than all of us put together. So we're all byproducts of our time and when we grow up and whatever. So you'll see that many of us in this panel, all the principals, we all think very differently, although I'm not their age, but your type of thinking or your school of thinking and your ideologies are very different. So it's very different to change things. So the reason why I'm saying this is that earlier spinners were just brought up on 6-day cricket. There were timeless test matches, if you remember. We started off with timeless test matches where the matches could go on forever till the time there was no result. And then came 6-day test matches with a rest day in between. Then came the 5-day test matches. So now we have got instant masala cricket, Maggi masala, burger and all that, T20 cricket. So the spinners and what gives you more taste, the burger, no, not dal chawal. So similarly, people are not enjoying more of test cricket, but they want T20 cricket because you're done, you have popcorn, you enjoy, you have a drink and you are off back home. You get a result as well and it's masala as well. So once the spinners are brought up in this atmosphere, your concept and your thought processes with regards to bowling changes. And that is what has happened. Whilst the old spinners flighted the ball and the pace of play was different, the way the batsman played was different. Now it's all changed. You flight the ball, you bowl, it goes out of the ground. So the bowlers have changed. They, rather than trying to spin the ball, they're trying to be quicker through the air because the boundaries are small, the bats are heavy. So everybody has become a byproduct of the times they have been brought up. So that's why you'll feel that the spinners are possibly not like the spinners of the old. There are spinners. There are still some very good spinners. But it's just that they are too few and far between because of the kind of cricket and the way they've been coached.
Thank you, sir. And
You're welcome.
secondly, I would like to ask that as Kavita ma'am already told you, I am too active in sports and
Yeah.
also a student of grade 12. So at contrary, like I love playing sports. I do have to concentrate on my studies. Also, I'm preparing for my boards. So can you give some of the advice that students, just some like me, who are preparing for their 12 boards, how can we balance both with sports and with studies?
What do you play, Rohini?
I do karate. Well, for instance, if I tell you, I do play many sports, but my main sport is karate.
Okay. So how much time do you need to practice your karate?
At least we do have 1 hour in the evening for our karate practices, and we do need to do some like jogging and some warm up in the morning, so just to keep our body it doesn't get stiff, because we need a
So
flexible
2
body.
hours? So 2 hours in a day?
Yeah, 2 hours in a day.
Okay. I'll ask you very simply. Are you somebody who gets up early? Can you get up early?
Yes, if somebody wakes me up.
You've got mobile, you can keep an alarm and wake up.
Yeah, I'm a hostler.
Oh, you're a hustler, but you can still have it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give you something very simple. See, this is something which I practiced all my life because I was playing active sport. Every time I did my BCom honors from Hindu College, and I never studied one day. I could not attend classes because I was constantly playing. Once I finished my BCom honors, I tried doing masters in computer applications. And through IGNOU, every time there was an exam, I was in West Indies or Pakistan or some other place. But initially, in the time when I'm talking, the time you're talking about, the most important thing is, if you're there, if you can get up early in the morning, nothing like early morning study, firstly. What you register, what you grasp at that time, it's completely different. If you get 7 hours of sleep, plus 2 hours to your sport, which means it is 9 hours, then you've got the entire day to yourself out of 24 hours. 7.5 hours, even if you push it to 8 hours for proper sleep. Imagine if you can get up early, you can study till the time you want, you can practice when you want to, and you've got the rest of the day to yourself, whether you're in 12th, 11th, 7th, 6th, whatever. It's about managing time. And as I said, some of the best studies happens early in the morning. What you register stays for life.
Thank you, sir, so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And I would like you to share one of your golden opportunity that you have experienced in your cricket career.
There are lots of them, Rohini. There are lots of them. See, the fact that I played for the country itself was a big thing, because you look at the enormity of the situation. Out of a population of whatever billion, I played, and there are only less than 300 cricketers who played for India in Test match cricket. That is one. Secondly, just the fact that I'm able-bodied, and by God's grace, I'm fine right now. And I was fine during my playing time, in itself is a great gift. So, very simply put, the ability to play a sport, whether you play it at the highest level or not, it teaches you a lot. So just the ability to play a sport, and now God has given me the opportunity to play golf. Everything is golden.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It was nice. It was
Thank you,
pleasure
Rohini.
interacting with you.
Thank you, Rohini. Best of luck.
Thank you.
My God, you have taught gratitude also to the kids. Wonderful. And I fully agree that till the time you have a body, you're physically fit and you're able to do your daily chores well and able to play a sport for your pleasure, I think we should feel blessed. Thank you again for this wonderful advice to the...
Lots of people talk about abundance in the form of riches and stuff like that. I think the biggest abundance which a human being needs is good people around you and good health, and that is abundance. Otherwise, you might have the maximum amount of money in the bank and whatever, it is never going to give you happiness. So happiness is the biggest abundance in simple forms, is my belief.
Absolutely. Thank you. I have another young boy in the queue. with his questions ready. Shashwat, are you there, beta? Shashwat? No, if it's a connectivity problem, then maybe we'll have to take somebody else on the board, please. Oh, very good. Shashwat is here. Shashwat, please go ahead with your question, beta.
Okay, ma'am. Hello, sir. A very, very
Hi,
good
Shashwat.
afternoon, sir. Hello, sir. So, I wish we are going to have a merry and cheerful time together. And so without wasting any time, so my first question to you that you wanted to become a genetic engineer, then how will you become a bowler?
Look, I wanted to become a genetic engineer because I was not into cricket at that point of time. Apart from serious, I mean serious cricket. Everybody plays gully cricket and play with your friends and family and all that, but that's different. So me becoming a bowler and me becoming a cricketer happened when I was 11 years old. Firstly, I was asked to come and play for the school cricket team, which I did. And then the very same year, I attended a coaching camp, which my father said, please go and attend during the school holidays, the summer holidays. And that's how my journey into active cricket happened. And the very same year, I attended the under-12 trials for Tamil Nadu. And then the very next year I played. I was not picked in the 15. I was part of the standbys. And then the very next year, I made it to the Tamil Nadu team. So that's how it started for me. And me becoming an out-and-out bowler happened when I came to Delhi because I was very short and wasn't tall enough. And then when this was class 10, and suddenly I had a growth spurt. So at that point of time, I was told by my coach that, listen, if you're going to continue like this, your cricket is not going to go anywhere. So stick to left arm spin or start concentrating on left arm spin. And that's how it became.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Shashwat, I hope you got the answer to your question.
Yes.
Another
Yes,
thing, Mr. Karthik, you taught. Now, I think I've got down to the value education lessons, which I'm learning from you. You know, that just keep moving on. The opportunity will certainly come your way. And one has to realize it and encash on it.
Yeah, ma'am, because what happens is that
Mr.
we have got a lot of pressure. We have got a pressure from external sources. We always compare ourselves to the next door person or our friends. And everyone gets it. If somebody gets it earlier than you, you're always saying, what is wrong with me? And I think that's where that comparison needs to stop. That fight with your own self needs to stop. You will get it when you're supposed to get it. If you don't get it, that's your karma and that's what you deserve. It's as simple as that.
I hope more parents and more students are listening to this and, you know, they note it down somewhere. Mr. Murli Karthik, the person in the queue next is such a great fan of yours. Her excitement is way more than the excitement of the students. Here I have Mrs. Sudha Singh, a fellow principal, waiting eagerly to interact with you. Sudha ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
All yours, please.
Wow, Mr. Karthik, it's great and it's pleasure to be there on screen, on the virtual platform, meeting you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being there on behalf of Varanasi Sahodaya School Complex. I guess all educators, parents and students have got this wonderful platform to interact and get an insight of a lot of things.
Thank you.
I would like to ask you, sir, being a left arm orthodox spinner known for your trajectory and ability to spin and bounce the ball, in this pandemic, what advice or suggestions you would like to give to all the parents who are watching you live on Facebook along with their kids? How can they bounce back, post-COVID?
Ma'am, that's exactly what I was telling Abha ma'am as well when we started the program, is that I'm hearing lots of, look, I don't have kids, but I have siblings and my parents who are always a big cushion for me. And by that, what I mean is that it's a huge support system. So when you fall, there is always a cushion to support you. So be it sport, be it your studies, you're not going to have the best of days every day. So what you need is a support structure which acts like a cushion. And sometimes your friends are also, if you have those kind of friends, sometimes your alma mater is also a huge cushion if they have that kind of a culture there. What I'm seeing during this pandemic and what I'm hearing is that everybody is worried about, oh, we are going to lose 6 months, oh, we are going to lose 8 months, oh, we are going to do this, we are going to, what will happen? For me, that's where what one of the simplest things which I've learned in life is you can only control the controllables. You have to control the controllables. Is the pandemic in your hand? No. Is the vaccine in your hand? No. Is the cure in your hand? No. Once that is not in your hand, what is in your hand? What is in your hand is your thought process. The thought process that, look, it can be 8 months, 9 months wasted, but you can learn lots at home. You can do lots at home when you're sitting at home. Make it productive. And secondly, what is happening to you is happening to everyone. It's not that you are sitting at home and the next kid is going to school or someone else is doing something else. Everybody is homebound. Everybody is undergoing the same problem which you are going. So even if it is 1 year late, even if it is 1.5 years late, I know people might say it is easier said than done, but what can you do? You can only control the controllables. And that is, if it is 1.5 years late, we still have time to make up for it, as long as we are hale and healthy and hearty. And the thought process needs to be absolutely spot on there. You make use of this time to do what you want to do, to equip yourself with some other field, even with your own studies. There's so much of extra studying which you can do if kids and parents are feeling that they're going to miss out. And most importantly, once you're healthy, once you have a life in your hand, only then can you move forward. So that is the most important thing right now.
Right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Sudhaji.
Sudha ma'am, I'm sure you must be so happy that you got to interact with a person you were such a big fan of. I'm so glad for you. And
Thank you so much.
And again, we learned that yes, this corona has brought us to the same level. We all are actually at one platform now. It has shaken us up from so many misnomers and misbeliefs which we had.
Yep.
We have another principle. I think it's a day of principles for you. The principals must have questioned you so many times, and you maybe will make you relive those days of your school.
The principals suspended me so many times, and now I'm talking to the principal.
Don't worry. It's different today. We are not suspending you. In fact, we are noting it down. What is that we have to learn from you and convey to the students? So it's a different, you're on the other side of the table today, right? I have another principal with me, Mrs. Anjana Deva. If I can be a little personal, I met Mrs. Anjana Deva just a few months ago, and I instantly developed the liking for you. I'm sure you're going to have a great time interacting with Mrs. Anjana Deva. Mrs. Deva, are you around? Are you there, please?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I'm
all yours. Carry on.
Yes, good afternoon and namaskar, Karthik ji.
Namaskar,
And Kavita
namaskar,
ma'am,
Anjana.
thank you for the wonderful words, and the feeling is mutual. Karthik ji, just an extension of something which Rohini asked you.
Ji.
Cricket, yes, is one of the most favorite games of our country. And they say the only thing permanent in life is change. And this game has seen a lot of transitions. You just told us about 6-day cricket, 5-day cricket, coming to ODIs and T20s and IPL. Being a person who's pretty positive and futuristic, how do you see cricket in 2050? What do you think would be the model? They say our generation is one generation that has seen the maximum transitions in any area. Be it games, be it economy, be it politics. So hoping to be around till 2050, I would just like to see your opinion. What would the game be in 2050?
2050, I'll be very old, and I don't know whether I'll get there.
I said I would like to be around to take your words that what you tell us it would be. Yes.
No, Anjana ji, to be very honest, I've never been a crystal ball gazer in my life. So it'll be very
Okay.
tough for me to say what it will be in 2050. But one thing which I definitely feel is that you might have a T2 or a T4 or a T3, like we have T20, because you look at all the kids, and I hope the kids are listening to me, and you look at the attention span of kids nowadays. It's just minuscule. It's just like
Yes,
literally 5 minutes.
absolutely.
It's 5 minutes. So imagine if you gave your parents or your teacher those 5 minutes, you would have got a slap on your face that you don't even listen to me and you can't even concentrate on what I'm saying. So imagine with all the 6-day timeless test matches which we played, where people used to throng, people would still come for those games, even though they were slow. It was attritional cricket, but still people were there to watch those
Yes.
games because people possibly had more time. People possibly had more interest. Then it shrunk to 6 days, 5 days, then 50 overs. And even in 50 overs, they said, oh, let's make 2 innings of 25 overs. Then T20. Now we have T10 as well. Apart
Correct.
from T20, we also have T10. So I'm just thinking it could be by the time we get to if it's T10 in 2020, so by the time we get to 2050, it might be T.3. So possibly 3 balls.
All
So you
6
never
teams
know.
play on the same.
Yeah, so you never know. So it's very tough to say. It's just that it'll be a masala version of whatever we have right now, is what I can say. Even more masala.
Anjana ma'am, are you done with your question, or you have something more to speak to? Speak about to Mr. Karthik?
Seems that we have lost her.
I think we've lost the connection. Doesn't matter. I have enough to talk to you because the time is less and there's so much to talk about. If in case I get the connectivity and Mrs. Anjana is back, we'll connect her to you again.
Okay.
In the meantime, without losing time, I have a young educator with me. I know very less about her, but whatever I know, she's very passionate when it comes to grooming children. I have Sonali Khanna with me. Sonali has some questions to ask you. Sonali ma'am, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm already there.
Please carry on with your question.
Hello, sir. Namaste.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Welcome to Varanasi virtually. Sir, it's really a pleasure to see and talk to the person who I've always seen over the screen only. So my major concern is regarding the present scenario, where I find that the children, those who are actually interested in sports or maybe some other non-academic background, so they keep their academics on the second front or maybe the least important thing, and they think without academics also I can be the next Murali Karthik, I can be the next MS Dhoni or maybe the next guitarist or something. But on the contrary, their parents think, okay, fine, I am ready to allow you for this, but you please take your studies also hand in hand. So, sir, what are the measures by which we as teachers and the parents as guardian can mentor their students so that both the things can go equally?
Ma'am, it's very important. What you have said is what I was mentioning to that young man who asked me about how you handle pressure. So I just feel that it needs to go hand in hand. That's the most important thing. I don't know how you can impress upon these kids. Parents need to understand. Obviously, parents do understand. I also meet parents who are happy with their kids just taking some sport and neglecting their studies. I don't think that should ever be the case. Because if 200 people set out to play cricket, only 3 or 4 are going to get selected. So when the turnover ratio is so small, then the chances of getting neglected in a sport and being disillusioned is very high. I have lots of examples and lots of friends who were good at a certain level and they neglected their studies, but they couldn't make it to the next level. And then you're at a crossroad, na padhai haath mein, na game haath mein.
Exactly. And it
So
really leads to
tough.
depression.
Exactly. So you are completely gone because you set out thinking I am going to play for India, but that didn't happen. And then secondly, padhai chhod di because of that. So the most important thing is for every kid to realize, when you're young, you don't realize it. And that's why I keep sometimes, all things are also from mistakes and experiences. What you notice with people, and when parents tell you, you always question them rather than saying that, listen, they have gone through it. They are giving it to you on a platter. And I keep telling young kids, listen, when people tell you something, they are telling you out of experience. Experience is never sold in shops. It is only through your life journey that you get those bruises and hits and punches on your face, and you learn from it. So when somebody is telling you, take it with folded hands. So the most important thing for every young aspiring student who wants to play sport is that you can always balance it. You can always give time as long as you're willing to work hard. If you're a lazy bum, then you're only going to sit on your bum. So the most important thing is for them to realize that, listen, if I can manage my studies along with my sport, I can always handle, like life, everybody says life is about balance. When you're growing up, sport and education is also about balance. You can still play the sport. Again, classic examples of playing the sport and also having studies alongside. It's absolutely important. I think there cannot be something more important than that, because you never know. अगर हाथ पांव टूट गए स्पोर्ट में, तो पढ़ाई तो है.
Exactly.
And वहाँ पे भी कोई guarantee नहीं है कि everybody is going to be a Tendulkar or a Dhoni or a Rahul Dravid. No?
Right.
So it's very, very important that पढ़ाई साथ में चलनी ही चाहिए. Otherwise, there are
Because
no
the
two ways
present
about
generation only looks for the jersey. It's the jersey that fascinates them the most.
But what about the perspiration to wear the jersey?
Exactly. That's what.
There is a lot of perspiration and tears to wear the jersey. The jersey was not bought in a shop. The jersey was earned through sheer dint of hard work. So yeah, can't impress more on studies and sports going hand in hand.
Thank you so much, sir. We can play
Thank you,
this clip to our aspiring sports
My mom told me
candidates.
that. My mom told me that. See, I was never wanting to be a sports person. I wanted to be a genetic engineer. But for me, what my mom told me has stayed on till today. And one more thing which she always used to tell me, it's also easier if the kids can do it. If a teacher teaches you something in class, you go back home and read the same thing, it is assimilated in your head for life. You don't have to study during the exam. So you save a lot of time during that time. Because ek baar padha, you're paying attention to it. You come back home, aapne fir se padh liya, it's done. It's in your system. That's it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sana. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonali ma'am. And thank you, Mr. Murli Karthik again. I have learned two more lessons. I've learned two more lessons. One is practice is the key to perfection and revision is the key to remembrance. And you took me back to a book which I read long back. I think if I'm not wrong, it is a book by Justice Leela Seth on balance. And the book does talk about managing and being on balance. So there's so much that we have to take from here. There's so much to say.
Thank you.
I have another young boy, a very handsome boy to say, who is ready with his questions. He's Aman Singh. Aman, are you around, beta? Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
All yours. Go ahead with your question.
Jain, sir.
Jain, Aman.
Sir, it's been so informing and learning session with you that all my questions are already being answered. But
Brilliant.
still, I have a doubt in my mind that after retirement, you might have had so many options available to go with. But what was the thing which inspired you to join the commentary panel?
No, yeah, I didn't have too many options, contrary to what you think. See, again, what can you do? I was working with railways then, which was an employment, not that I did too much for railways, apart from consistently play. Yes, I am educated, but the thing is that, again, for a sports person, all your life, you're only playing the sport. And for me, even when I quit playing, which was 2014. I could have still continued to play for 2-3 years more. It's just that I'd always been happy in a com box, or I've always done analysis even whilst I was playing. So it was something which I found my homecoming to, or I was happy being there. You should say, in that kind of environment and that kind of atmosphere, I was happy, I was comfortable. What are the other things I could have done? I could have coached teams, I could have coached young people. And that is something I don't know whether I'm cut out for. I can mentor young kids, I can speak to them through my experiences, through the things which are possibly, because I'm of a spiritual bent of mind. So I can mentor young kids, calm their minds, motivate them. But I don't know how good I'll be technically coaching. So that is why I never ventured into it. Never say never. I don't know what will happen there. But I've always found my calling in commentary and talking about the game, because I feel that there is a lot to offer there in terms of the way you sound across a medium. Always, you're constantly a work in progress. You don't want to be repetitive. You don't want to stagnate. All that is there. But everybody has a calling. And for me, I found my calling because I love talking about the game. I love bringing it to the viewers in a different way. So that has been one of the reasons why I took up commentary.
Okay.
Thank you, Aman.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aman. And we are actually connected on a very wonderful platform, which we call it as the Varanasi School Sahodaya Complex. And this complex has actually helped us know students across. I or anybody else, like my fellow friends, I don't think so we restrict ourselves to just the students of our school. That is something amazing. And just to prove my point, I have another person called Prince Rajput. He's from Delhi. He's from Adakari Theatre Society, New Delhi. That is what VSSA has done to all of us. We've actually crossed the geographical boundary of Varanasi and associated ourselves with so many people around. And if Prince Rajput is here, he's another great fan of yours, let me tell you. Is he around?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Prince, are you
ma'am.
there? Please take your question, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Namaste, sir.
नमस्कार प्रिंस, हाउ आर यू? आपका नाम, आपका निकनेम है प्रिंस है या आपको नाम ही प्रिंस है?
नहीं सर, इस सारे प्रिंसिपल के पैनल में मैं बस प्रिंस हूँ और मेरा नाम ही प्रिंस है। सर मैं एक थिएटर आर्टिस्ट हूँ, तो जैसे थिएटर और स्पोर्ट्स में काफी चीजें कॉमन है। हम बहुत सारा प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, फिर हम एक परफॉर्मेंस वाले दिन का इंतजार करते हैं, और वो सारी प्रैक्टिस के बाद भी परफॉर्मेंस से पहले एक नर्वसनेस होती है जिसकी आपने बात भी की। लेकिन सर जब हम अच्छा परफॉर्म करते हैं किसी भी फील्ड में, उसके बाद अचानक से अगर हम आपकी बात करें या इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम की बात करें, और 21st सेंचुरी में जब हमें रियलिटी शोज के ऑफर आने लगते हैं, जब हमारे फॉलोअर्स बढ़ जाते हैं सोशल मीडिया पे, इंस्टाग्राम, फेसबुक, जब हमें पता लग जाता है कि लोग हमें जान रहे हैं, ऐसे ही मैंने देखा है कि स्कूल के बच्चों में भी, क्योंकि मैं स्कूल में थिएटर टीचर के तौर पर भी काम करता हूँ, मैंने देखा है कि जब बच्चों को पता लग जाता है कि वो किसी फील्ड में अच्छे हैं, खासकर टीनेजर्स को, तो एक कुछ हल्का सा चेंज आता है रवैया में, एटीट्यूड में, और वो होना लाजमी भी है। हमने हर फील्ड में देखा है, हर यंगस्टर या यंग आर्टिस्ट, यंग क्रिकेटर, सब में देखा है। तो सर इसको पॉजिटिव एनर्जी की तरफ या पॉजिटिव मोटिवेशन की तरफ बदलने के लिए आप अपने एक्सपीरियंस से गाइड करें सर हमें।
देखिए, आपने बहुत ब्रिलियंट बात की, और ये एक चीज है जो हम हर रोज देखते हैं, लोगों या बच्चों में जो बदलाव, बच्चों में क्या, जो क्रिकेटर्स या स्पोर्ट्स पीपल, आप उसको घमंड कहिए या कॉलर ऊपर कहिए या एक अलग तरीका रवैया बताइए, ये बहुत फर्क दिखता है बहुत प्लेयर्स में या बहुत लोगों में, पर बहुत लोगों में नहीं भी दिखता प्रिंस। मेरा मानना है कि जो आपके जो अपब्रिंगिंग है, जो आपके जो संस्कार जो आपके माँ बाप ने दिए हैं, उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ता है। ये मैंने देख लिया। मैं बहुत सारे उदाहरण आपको दे सकता हूँ जहाँ पे जितना मर्जी वो बंदा खेल चुका हो, अच्छा कर चुका हो, रवैये में कोई बदलाव नहीं, बहुत भी, मतलब एक इतना सा भी जो पहले था वो अभी भी वैसे ही है। अच्छा किया वो उस दिन भी वैसे ही, खराब दिन गया उस दिन भी वैसे ही। वो जो मानसिकता में जो स्थिरता है वो मैंने बहुत लोगों में देखा है, और बिना कुछ किए भी लोगों का जो सर खोपड़ी जो घूम जाता है वो भी बहुत लोगों में देखा है। तो ये मेरा मानना है कि ये आपके जो अपब्रिंगिंग, जो आपके माता पिता ने जो आपके संस्कार दिए, जो आपके साथ आपके जो भाई बहन जिस हिसाब से व्यवहार करते हैं, उससे बहुत फर्क पड़ता है। पर ये कैसे बदला जा सकता है? एक तो गेम ही बदल देती है, प्लैनेट मदर अर्थ ही बदल देती है, क्योंकि जब इंसान को झटका लगता है 2-3 बार तो बंदा धरती पे आता ही है। तो अगर कोई भी गुब्बारे की तरह उड़ता है, कहीं ना कहीं सुई लगती है तो धरती पे आना ही पड़ता है, वो अपने आप नेचुरली हो जाता है। सेकेंडली, मेरा मानना है कि अगर आपके जो मित्र हैं, मेरा मानना हमेशा, मैं मित्र का भी जो डेफिनेशन है मेरे लिए बहुत स्ट्रांग है, क्योंकि वो ऐसा बंदा होना चाहिए जो आपके मुंह पे कह सके तुम गलत कर रहे हो, वो है मित्र। वो आपके मुंह पे जो बोल के आपको ठीक कर सके, वैसे लोगों का आपके इर्द गिर्द होना, वो संगत का होना भी बहुत बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। अगर वो नहीं है, नहीं हो सकता, और इंसान वैसे ही घूम रहा है, तो फिर मैंने जैसे कहा, आपके ठोकर जो दुनिया, जो लाइफ आपको देने वाली है, उसी से नेचुरली हो जाता है। पर ये आप अपने आप अगर आप रियलाइज कर जाते हैं तो बहुत बड़ी चीज है, क्योंकि फिर आप खुद के अंदर, खुद के भीतर जाके आप उसको बदल सकते हैं। अगर किसी और को बताना है तो जैसे मैंने कहा, आपके दोस्त, ऐसा कोई दोस्त हो, या आपके माँ बाप आपको बताएं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। क्योंकि देखिए, सबको ये सोचना है या ये रियलाइज करना है कि जिंदगी में अगर आप उधर हैं तो वो नीचे भी आ सकते हैं, और नीचे हैं तो ऊपर भी जा सकते हैं। तो वो बहुत रियलाइज करना है, बहुत सरल चीज। सब कहते हैं कि रात के बाद दिन है, दिन के बाद रात है, ये सब तो हम बचपन से सुनते आ रहे हैं, पर सारी चीजें हैं वहीं। देखिए, जैसे ज्ञान है, ज्ञान के आगे अ लिख दो तो अज्ञान है, तो अ हटा दो तो ज्ञान ही है वहां पे। तो ज्ञान वहीं पे है, उससे वो अज्ञान से मतलब इट्स कवर्ड बाय अज्ञान, बाय इग्नोरेंस। जैसे डायमंड है तो कोयले के खाने में, उसको साफ वाफ कर दो तो ब्रिलियंस आ जाता है तो वही वो। वैसे ही इंसान को जब अपने आप पता चलने लगता है कि ये जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो गलत कर रहा हूँ, या ये सही नहीं है, बहुत 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 फर्क पड़ता है। पर हाँ, ये जरूर है कि आपके सत्संग या संगत अच्छी हो तो वो लोग भी आपको ठीक कर सकते हैं।
थैंक यू सो मच सर।
थैंक यू प्रिंस, थैंक यू।
Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Mr. Murli. Again, lot of lessons that we have to take from here. I think this brings us to the close. We will not be able to take any more questions, children. May I request give us a quick summary of the event and propose word of thanks, please. Abha ma'am, connected? I'm back. Please take over.
Sure. कार्तिक, हेलो कार्तिक।
नमस्कार मैम। आई लॉस्ट यू फॉर अ बिट। मैं बाहर देखने लग गया था कि बारिश हो रही है दिल्ली में।
अच्छा, हो रही है क्या?
जी हो रही है।
वाह वाह, क्या बात है। इसके पहले कि मैं अपनी इस पूरी वार्तालाप को सम अप करूं, मैं आपको एक इंफॉर्मेशन देना चाहती हूँ। आप इंडियन रेलवेज में वर्क कर चुके हैं, that we have another 18-hole golf course in Varanasi at DLW. So one at the Army, that is 9-hole, and one at the DLW. So you are more than welcome to come over here to be our an educator for not only just the students, teachers, and we the principals, and play a good game of golf. So it can serve both ways, right? So now मैं कहाँ से शुरू करूँ, कितना बोलूँ, क्या क्या इस पूरी बातचीत में हुआ कि एक you are such a simple, modest, absolutely sorted person. We had those butterflies in the stomach. Okay, the world class cricketer, क्या क्या बातें क्या होगा, but अभी feeling so relaxed, and a word from you, chillaxing. So that is what we did in the whole session.
Chillaxing.
Yes, and एक हिंदी में कहावत होती है, पेड़ में जितने फल लगे होते हैं वो उतना ज्यादा झुका हुआ होता है। ये हमने आपसे सीखा है, और हमारे बच्चों ने इतना कुछ अभी मैंने जो नोट डाउन किया, channelizing your energy, realizing your strength, also not to forget your weaknesses and working on it. And on I can go on. What all we learned, the circumstances, the pandemic, which is we are facing, it never happened in last 100 years also. So one has to come to terms with it. So बहुत, and instead of fretting over it. So आप जैसे लोगों से या आपसे बात करके हम, मुझे लग रहा है कि बहुत ही ज्यादा at ease हो गए होंगे. हम सारे हुए हैं, पेरेंट्स भी हुए होंगे. And it was absolutely wonderful session chatting with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
One line I would like you to just, before we end up, gratitude is an attitude. Again, your line, which I have to give. Yeah.
जी मैम बिल्कुल है, क्योंकि इसी एट द एंड ऑफ द डे मैं आपको बताता हूँ ये क्यों हुआ मेरे साथ. मतलब हमेशा था, पर इंसान कभी कभी कुछ चीजें भूल जाता है. मैं 2008 में वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड फिगर्स के बाद ड्रॉप हो गया, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट से ड्रॉप कर दिया, टीम से अगले दिन ड्रॉप कर दिया. तो ऑब्वियसली आप इंडिया के लिए ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अगेंस्ट अच्छा परफॉर्म करके वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड ले रहे हो, अगर आपको ड्रॉप हो जाए तो इंसान को गुस्सा आता है. और मैं जो बहुत ही रिलीजियस और बहुत ही स्पिरिचुअल इंसान हूँ, मैं भगवान से इतना नाराज था कि मैंने मंदिर में एक भगवान को उठा के फेंक ही दिया. तो आप सोचिए, गलतियां करता है इंसान, बट उससे मेरा एक बहुत अच्छा, इसीलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ, जो प्रिंस ने पूछा, दोस्त का होना बहुत जरूरी है. तो मेरा एक बहुत ही प्रिय मित्र जो अभी लंदन में रहता है, वो अच्छा लंदन बिजनेस स्कूल में पढ़ के उसने मुझे देखा और उसने मुझसे कहा कि कार्तिक, मुझे एक चीज बताओ, तुम्हारे ये जो छोटी छोटी चीजें जो मैंने आज बात की हैं, ये मेरी लाइफ के लेसन. उसने मुझसे पूछा, यू गॉट अ ब्यूटीफुल वाइफ. मैंने कहा जी. कहते योर फैमिली इज ब्यूटीफुल, सपोर्टिव, एवरीबडी ब्रदर. कहते यस. मैंने कहा तेरे पास दोस्त अच्छे हैं. कहता है यस. उसने मुझसे पूछा तेरे पास दोस्त अच्छे हैं. मैंने कहा हाँ. कहता है स्टॉप लुकिंग अप, स्टार्ट लुकिंग डाउन. तो मैंने कहा, उसका नाम प्रतीक है. तो मेरे को समझ नहीं आया. मैंने कहा तू क्या कहना चाह रहा है? तो इसे तू ऊपर देखेगा तो तेरे को लगेगा कि वहाँ हरभजन है, सचिन है, ये है, वो भी तेरे जैसे साथ में हैं, पर तू, अगर तूने परफॉर्म किया वो बाहर हो गए, पर वो लोग वहां खेल रहे हैं. अगर तू नीचे देखेगा तो देयर आर 1.4 बिलियन पीपल willing to give their left arm and left leg to be where you are. हम अपना पोजीशन भूल जाते हैं कि हम कितने अच्छे पोजीशन में, क्योंकि हम बस ऊपर देखते रहते हैं, उसके पास वो है, उसके पास वो है, उसके पास वो है. नीचे देखेंगे तो अब जैसे लोगों को सड़क पे भागते हुए देख रहे हैं. इसीलिए मैं पैंडेमिक में मुझे समझ नहीं आया, लोग जो परेशान हो रहे थे घर में बैठ के, अरे आपने अपना घर बनाया, अपने हाथों से बनाया है, तो व्हाई शुड यू फील सफोकेटेड इन योर ओन हाउस? बाहर लोगों के पास खाने को नहीं है, पीने को नहीं है, लोग भटक रहे हैं. So you should be happy with it, and that's why every morning when you get up, when you look at the fact that life is throbbing within me, that is the biggest attitude. There are so many people who don't have this. There are so many people who have lost it. So it's very, very important, and that's why I always feel from life lessons, control the controllables. आप उन्हीं चीज को कंट्रोल कर सकते हो जो आपके हाथ में है. आपकी सोच, आपके विचार, आपके बर्ताव, आपकी जुबान, जो अंदर डालते हैं, जो मुंह से निकलता है, जो अंदर जाता है, हर चीज वो आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. बाकी चीजें आपके कंट्रोल में नहीं है. अच्छी रहन सहन, जो आपने कहा, वर्किंग आउट, ये सब आपके कंट्रोल में है. सुस्ती, फीलिंग हेल्पलेस, फीलिंग मिजरेबल, विक्टिम मेंटालिटी, ये सब चीजें आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं. सो दैट इज व्हाई आई ऑलवेज फील कंट्रोल द कंट्रोलेबल्स. एंड लाइफ सबका अलग अलग अपने कर्म और अपने हिसाब से चलता है. सो And one thing which I learned from my mom was, जो जिस दिन तुम्हें टीचर ने सिखा दिया, उस दिन वापस आके अगर तुमने पढ़ाई कर ली तो जिंदगी में आपको पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं. And one more thing which you also taught me was, जो चीज जहां से ली वो वापस रख दो तो कभी ढूंढना भी नहीं पड़ेगा जिंदगी. So these are things which are simple. It is just to practice them, and that is what is more important. Everything has to be practiced. Good habits are also got to be practiced. So that's what it is. And once you do that, then everything seems easier.
Wow. So thank you, Murli.
Thank you.
Your precious time and answer to all our questions, and the students
not at all.
I'm sure the thrill is going to stay on with them.
Abaji, if I can inspire even one kid, that'll be the most important thing, because what I've said, I've been harsh as well. The attention span of the kids of nowadays is less. They need to look at themselves. कि क्यों है ऐसा. And for so many people who feel that they cannot balance work and study and sport, it's not the case. You can easily do it as long as you've got the conviction, as long as there is that burning desire. अब सब पूछते हैं ना विराट कोहली इतना अच्छा क्यों है, क्योंकि उसमें वो burning desire है, वो चिंगारी बुझती नहीं है. अगर हम खुद बुझा सकते हैं, उसको खुद धुनी उसकी जला के रख सकते हैं. So it's up to us to do it.
So thank you, Karthik, once again, and thank you to all the panelists. My special thanks to Mr. Mukesh Selak and Dr. Ranjan Roy, who gave the responsibility this time to the women part. And they said that enough of men handling all the webinars. This time it is going to be the women. So thank you, Mukesh sir, wherever you are. Thank you. Thank you, Karthik. Thank you. Hope to see you again.
Thanks. Thank you. Stay safe.
Invited to come over and play golf over here at Varanasi.
Will do. Thank
So
you, Abhaji. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.